inches.
You don't have a lot of room, you know, when you're sitting. And just imagine the bigger guys. It's okay.
Gary! I was just looking for the sports channel, Gary.
Yo!
What up, Misfits?
What's good, peoples? Party people's in the place to be.
Yes, sir. What up, Blunt?
What's good, Pete? Welcome back from vacation.
Yes, thank you. It was very much needed.
Cool. Glad.
Very much needed. Yeah, if you guys
everybody needs a vacation.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was getting, we talked about my rant that I did in the group. And we can talk about that later, but it was like really needed to get out. Guys, we're gonna have a special show today. Today we're gonna have in studio none other than Roberto Martinez. We'll be back on our show today. We have also another special guest, which will be with us. Who that be?
Who that is?
Do we say who's gonna be, or we wait for him to come in later?
Let's wait for him to come in later.
All right, we'll wait for him for later.
You should come back. When we come back, you should come back with that rant.
I'll come back with the rant. There goes the whole show.
I think you should come back with the rant.
I'll come back with the rant.
Because I'm pretty sure whatever you feel in there's a lot of other people feeling the same thing.
Think so?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I did the rant in my own page. Didn't I?
Yeah. So.
It's all right. Without further ado, how about we get the show started, Blunt?
Let's get it started, baby. Ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go. Target or quiet.
I wish it could come out a little louder. We could hear. I don't know if anybody else hears it. You hear it.
What? Target acquired?
I don't hear it. You have to
It's
like
there.
really pay mind to it.
It's in one ear though,
in one ear.
but it's there. If you have a nice system, it sounds really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as I said, we're gonna have Roberto Martinez. He got some stuff he want to talk about. Maybe some stuff he wants to get out of his chest, and we're gonna let him because it's what we do here. Welcome to the original talk and live entertainment show for transit workers by transit workers. We are
Two
transit
Misfits.
That's right. And we come here every week to try to give you some entertainment, and we talk about whatever's in the news, and of course, a little bit of politics of MTA politics, which we're going to give you today with Rob Martinez. I don't know if it's going to be a little bit of politics because with Rob Martinez, you never know. But guys, I had
shout out to John.
Awesome.
John, your recovery.
All right,
Everybody,
John. Hope you're doing good.
Can
man.
you guys send John some hearts? He's in recovery. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. He tried loving the wrong person. It was a little too much for him.
Yeah. I got that X-ray, John.
Too buku.
I got that X-ray, bro.
I've been part of that X-ray. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the X-ray.
What up, Damien L.
X-ray.
Robbie, what up, Robbie? Welcome back. Hugo Roz.
Who we saying hello to?
Paul Mason.
So yeah, guys, if this is your first time
Justin.
here, welcome aboard, and we hope that you stay and make yourself a permanent
part of this conversation.
Yeah, of our show. And if you've been here already, you're part of the Misfits. Welcome back.
Guys,
please share the show so we could grow. Help us grow. Remember, we are here. We're on YouTube. Here on YouTube right now, right? That's it.
Yeah, I would say go to YouTube, man. Start subscribing over to YouTube so we can start getting off of Facebook.
Yeah, help us get monetized. Help us get monetized so we could afford a nicer studio.
So yeah, about that rant.
Oh my God, that's part of the reason why I was so glad to have gone away. It's gotten to the point. I'm tired. I'm frustrated. I used to love coming to work. I'm to the point since this whole thing started. Was it around mid-April, March? And you're just having to deal with the people and our own coworkers not going about doing the right things. It's mentally stressing. Actually been fearing for my life, truthfully, because every time I get on that bus and you get some kind of people that are giving you problems, that's what we're going to talk later about someone who gave another operator a problem just for us to tell you, please wear your mask. These people have no regard for safety rules. They don't care for other people's lives. They don't care. And it's just too much. And I'm sure there's a lot of you that feel the same way. If you do, please comment. Feel free to comment. I know I'm not the only one who's feeling so stressed out in this job right now, where I'm just not thinking straight. And I'm to the point that I'm tired of our leadership, our union leadership. I've always been one to give the benefit of the doubt from day one. They've been for me there a few times, and when I first started and stuff, helped me out and stuff. But I don't like when they keep filling us with these promises. We're gonna do this, gonna do that, and nothing is done. And I'm just tired. I've had it. It's to the point that the truth is I don't even want to come back to work. And some of you might look at me as the bad guy, but it gets to the point where I just don't want to come to work. And I feel like we need a new union leadership, from the top down. Sorry, I'm not going to start with the people at my depot, but there's a couple that, actually I'm okay with. But the fact that I feel like they're in the wrong team, and we definitely need something new. So guys, don't fall for those false lies, those false promises, those things that we go into meetings and we bring something up and they're just like, we're going to look into it. I'm tired. Listen, if we ask something to our union leadership, I think that we should get quickly, maybe within a week, some kind of response. You know, it's what we pay them for. I pay my damn union, my union dues, and I believe that I should have some kind of, like they're working for us. So if you ask for something, they should say we want to get back to you and get back to you, not just leave it in the air when then you come back and ask, hey, what happened a couple months ago? I have spoken about this and this. Oh yeah, we're looking into. How long does it take to look into something? Right? It doesn't take that long. Get into something. If there's a problem, at least come back and tell them, listen, John or Michael, whoever it is that's asking the question, Pete, I looked this up. We're working on this. This is what's going on right now. We can't do this, or right now we can't do that. Something, and we don't get that. They come around when it's time to vote. When that time is coming, they start doing shit. As a matter of fact, this whole thing, a couple of you guys have been talking about it. This whole thing about transit saying that they're going to go back on our contractual agreement with our races that are coming up, right? Spoken to a few people, and they actually cannot do it by contract. They cannot go back into it. I've heard a couple of other guys talk about it, that if they go to court, the judge is not going to be on their side because they signed up for it, right? So, see, this is what I'm saying. The rant is going on. So it's like now we got our union president that is fighting for it. So what I get from this is like a little game going back and forth with MTA. They can't take that away, so they're gonna act like they're fighting for it, and they come back and say, "Hey guys, look, we fought for you guys, and we're able to get for transit not to go back on the contract and take your duly raises by contract. They can't take it thanks to us. It's bullshit. It's bullshit." So that's what I'm saying. It's enough. It's enough. I'm tired of it. I'm not running for anything. This is my opinion. Is how I feel about it. But if you guys feel about the same thing, again, comment. Don't be scared. Listen. Again, they work for us, and if we ask for something, they should abide for it. If we ask for information, they should do the best thing to go look into it and come back and respond. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that because, again, this is stressful for me, and I'm sure it's stressful for a lot of you.
Right. So and that's why I said you need to put that on the air because you're not. I'm pretty sure 100.100% that you're not alone in that. And I see what your problem is that a lot of times when you go to the union, and this is even for what I'm hearing, a lot of times you go to the union, if you go to a meeting, you ask them a question, their one line is, "I'll get back to you." There's no follow-up. There's no follow-up. But that's not just their fault. It's not just the union's fault.
Why not?
You have to be on their case. You shouldn't have to, but you see that they're not following up. So it's your job to stay on their case.
That's why I feel that a real good person,
right? And it's time for change. If that's how you have to do it, and the only way they're going to listen to you, power to vote. Power to vote. But you can't just vote anybody in. Now these people who are coming up, you gotta start doing your you got to put boots to ground. They got to start doing their work, and a lot of their policies should match what you want. Otherwise, don't vote them in.
Exactly. By the way, you brought that as perfect for this. Again, I'll talk about it. Lee Ireland, right? He came on the show, and he's talking about the form that he has. So, a protest letter to reverse President Tony Utano's decision to appoint the administrative VP without allowing our union membership the opportunity to nominate and vote for the person of their choice. We should have that right. And he needs, I think, like 25,000. 25,000. We don't know where he's at right now. I haven't spoken to him in a couple of weeks.
Guys,
you see this form, you can get it. All you need to do is email LeeIrelandNY@gmail.com. I don't know, Eric, if we have that. on the if we've had it from the last show.
We had
So
not the last show, the show before that.
you guys could
But
take
I'll put it in the comments.
a picture of that right there, Lee Ireland ny@gmail.com, and text him and tell him that you want to get the protest letter. He'll email it to you. Listen, if you want change, you got to start all together to make change. I signed it. I did mine. Still have it right here. I did mine, and you take a picture of it when you do it, and you send it to him. You just answer the questions and you send it to him through the email. Now he puts, because he wants to do it all legit. So if they say, oh, the signatures are fake, they see it. All right. So if you want to change, you got to get together and you got to do it. Stop the bullshit. Stop saying someone else is going to do it. Get to it. Do something. That's the one way to get things done. Okay. Again, I don't know, because we don't even have electronic voting. So that's another thing that's bugging me, because we got screwed the last time, and I don't know how it's gonna work now. Well, again, this is my opinion, guys. My opinion.
Okay? It's good that you brought that up about electronic voting. Right now, what members can do right now is to go to their union officials and make sure that all their addresses and contact information is up to date, so that when it comes time for ballots to go out, they have no excuse on saying they don't have your current address. So go there, go to your union office, check with them. Hey, I just want to make sure that you guys got my current address on file and all my information is up to date. Don't wait till it's election time when the union's got to go out and be like, I never got my ballot. Let's not let that same mistake happen again.
And maybe get proof of it too. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you go to
somehow
that you have proof, that they show it to you and give you the proof, so that you know that you send it to them and they have it, and they don't turn around later and say, no, we never received it. Well, here's this paper that you gave me with the information. You send me an email. I got it all here, that you have all my information. So how did I not get my ballot?
Print it out. Keep a copy. Everything you give the transit.
I want to say real thanks right now, real quick too. You just put up the comment. No, I'm trying Parla. Yes, Parla. I want to give you a shout out to Parla, because she's been in the background sending us some information about news and stories that we could probably use when we do our show, and that's cool. That's a great help. We don't use a lot of it, because some things are like we try to stay away from. But keep it up. Thank you so much. I did thank you earlier. And anyone else, you have information that maybe we could use, information from other depots, from other transit stations.
Don't have to be New York. We got Canada. We got Australia.
You got information that you want to share with us?
We got the Middle East.
We do.
We got the Middle East.
We got at least 3 people. Hey, it's a start, right?
It's a start.
But real quick, because I got this information. See, it's funny when you want to get something and then
what up, Maji?
Not there. And then we're going to be bringing in our guest soon. So remember that. Stand by and please keep sharing this if you haven't shared this yet. Here we go. So I want to invite these people to send information. Here we go. From these divisions, because we always say trains or whatever, and you could come in and join Next Bus Please, which is for transit workers. So if you're surface maintenance, surface operators, car maintenance, train operators, conductor, tower, station, line equipment, signal, track, structure, power, that's from New York City Transit. From MAP Store, Division 1, Division 2, maintenance, clerical, plant and equipment, MTA bus, all divisions, which include school bus, paratransit, all sections, private operations, all sections. Guys, that's all here in New York. If you know guys from these areas of work in transit, invite them, bring them into Next Bus Please. Okay, tell them about our show, and we love to have other people, not just bus operators, come in and tell us what's going on in their departments, if they want to share anything. Let's start putting fire to these guys. Okay, if you find something that you've spoken about or asked union leadership about and they haven't come back to you, let us know. You could email us at twotransitmisfits@gmail.com. Let us the information. If you got pictures that we could share, if you don't want to be, if you want to stay anonymous, could do that. Not a problem. Okay, but let's just start putting pressure. Like it's a couple of times that I put videos of a bathroom here in Brooklyn that were messed up or the Depot, whatever. A couple of days later, it's fixed because it gets through. It'll get through to someone. Someone will be like, "Listen, this is fucked up. This shouldn't be like that," and they get to it. So if that's what we got to do, that's what we got to do. We gotta put the fire under their ass so they do what they got to do for us. Anyway, what else? We got some time to talk about another story, or are we ready to bring in our guest?
Well, we could bring them in. I mean,
yeah,
they
could
join us.
And
we join us in the conversation.
Yeah. Are they ready? Are they on? Are they near?
Well, one is there.
Thumbs up. Yep. There we go. Okay, let's bring him in. We're gonna bring in Mr. Daniel Cruz into the stream.
Right?
Yeah.
My bad. Let me take this banner off.
Okay, so you controlling that? Okay.
Yeah. Good.
Okay.
Oh wait, let me put his name up there.
Good evening, everybody.
Welcome, my brother.
What's up? Thank you for joining us. At least I know that you're just gonna join us and talk about whatever, and then join with Rob and see what he's got to say. But you could anything you want to add to anything we've been talking about. But first, let's start by letting people know who you are. Where you're from.
There you go. Give a little background information. Who you are, where you from.
People are gonna be like, who the fuck is this guy? Like TikTok. If anybody's seen some of his TikToks where he ends like inside joke, but you gotta follow Blunt on TikTok to be able to see that stuff.
I got you.
Go ahead, Cruz.
My name is Daniel Cruz. Most of you know me as Danny Cruz on Facebook. I'm a T.A.Surface operator working out of OA Garage out of Manhattanville. I'm also part of the TAMF Store United Facebook group, which is something built to bring all the divisions together. Most of you probably know me more because I'm very active since COVID started. And also I was myself and two other young ladies from Transit. We were the initial people that started compiling a list of the people that had passed away when COVID began. So we started keeping track and holding the MTA accountable for most of the stuff that, when they weren't telling us exactly how many people were passing away and so forth. So we just rely on bringing information out to everybody. That's mostly my job. I try to bring in education, respect between the divisions, and just bring everybody together in the fact that we know what the job entitles and how to defend yourself when you find yourself up against a manager or a supervisor to protect your job.
Cool. Now, did you mention, I probably missed it, you are a T.A.Surface operator working in OA? Did you mention that?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, he did. I was just thinking the same thing. I'm like, did he mention me? I'm like, I'm not even paying attention over here. Like, did he mention this? Oh my God.
Yeah, unfortunately, I my number, it's definitely a different. They say we're not divided, but it definitely makes a difference whether you're TA on an OA garage or OA on a TA garage. We're limited to certain things.
Right, things happen differently as far as operations are concerned, right?
Yeah.
Any pros and cons with being in your position?
The only con really, because being a T.A.Surface, with the bylaws in place with the union, I cannot run for any union position in an OA garage as it stands now.
Is there something?
So you can't run at all. I mean, what if you run? If you decide to run, you will have to switch to a TA garage.
I would have to go to a TA garage. That's correct.
So you can't even campaign right now if you wanted to.
I could.
Okay.
There's nothing stopping me from campaigning or doing whatever needs to get done. But in regards to actually, like, I'm in my Home Depot. I like where I am.
Right.
I'm not allowed to become a elected official there. I can't run.
Right.
But why do I have to be forced? We're all under the same union, TWU Local 100.
Right.
So what is the difference if we're all paying the same union dues?
But it always seems like just because we're under the same union, it still feels like everybody's different. separated from each
We're
other.
still a little divided somehow.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be like that. Now, I wanted to bring up the part that because you were known, well, you should be known for your action on a bus that you had contributed that actually helped a lot of employees, right? You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure.
Well, go ahead.
Shower. Let's bring it up. Let's use the proper term that we all use, which is
remind some people.
Curtain.
Remind some people of exactly what I'm talking about.
So a couple months back, we got implemented with the shower curtains and most of our buses. For me, that was an unsafe. It was a shower curtain. It wasn't really safe for us. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
You know, I understand they were trying to help, but as implementing the curtain, it doesn't seem like they really look towards the operators to get the feedback of, hey, is this a good idea? Is this going to work for you when you're out driving and maneuvering? So the first day I got my bus. As I'm making a right turn, I had difficulty seeing over my shoulders as I'm making the right turn, making sure that the sidewalk, the pedestrian, being able to see clearly. So that was a problem. And I literally pulled the bus over and called it in. It's an obstruction. I didn't feel safe making the right turn. So I had supervision come over. You know, they wanted to keep me in service. They took me out of service eventually. I did ask for the safety resolution dispute form, which that started a whole thing that has never really been done in buses. Nobody's actually used the form before. So I officially became one of the first ones to use that in an OA environment.
So let me ask you, with the safety,
like camp in our side, camp,
right? With the safety resolution form, what is that, and then what's supposed to happen the minute you ask for that? I mean, we did discuss it, but I want you to go on.
Shout out to Michael Enriquez, who I think is the one that brought that to light.
Right. Yeah. About the stick. Right.
Yeah.
So once you ask for the form, all work is supposed to stop until somebody comes and deems you find a resolution to the problem. So until that's not done, you pretty much don't continue in service. Now, as one person, if I did it, it's supposed to count for every other member of that department as well. You're supposed to, it brings it into I said there's a safety issue, it's supposed to count for everybody else. Now, fortunately, that wasn't the case. Nobody else in buses really did that aside from Kemp. You know, everybody complained, but nobody really stepped up to the plate and said, hey, we don't want this. This is a safety issue. We're all going to do it together and say we can't do this.
Now, this is not something new. This is a right?
Yeah, this is something that's in our contract. It's on our collective bargaining agreement. It is in the rules and regulations of the MTA as well. It's there. It's mostly for RTO. It's been used mostly for RTO, not so much for buses.
Yeah, I'd like to know why. Like, I didn't know about this until Michael Enriquez talked about this, and I'm going on 20 years here, and you know, why wouldn't the union at the depot level let everybody know, especially with all these problems we've been having with the damn curtains, the shower curtains? Why didn't they tell us, listen, if this is what you got to do, you got to call for this and go? Why? Is it because they're that close with management?
I mean, to them, that's kind of like the Hail Mary, you know, that's kind of like that only comes out when it's really time to get there, you know, when it's really a safety issue. But it does spiral into bringing a lot of attention and a lot of stuff. I was taken out of service for it. You know, I had to fight from, you know, luckily enough, the reps that I had for my pay and put me back on the payroll. But
just because you asked for that form?
Yeah, because not refused. I didn't feel safe operating the bus.
But it's your right.
They kept pushing it to easier term to say it. When I called it, the dispatcher responded, said, all right, well, I'm going to swap you off for the bus behind you. I go, well, how do I know that that bus doesn't have an issue?
Right.
So he goes, well, when you drive it, you let me know. I go, well, my next right turn is 5 blocks away. If I swap and get on that bus, when I make that right turn and I have the same issue, I'm going to call it up there again. So he's like, oh, well, so you're telling me you don't feel safe driving. You don't want to drive the bus. I said, no. I'm okay to operate the bus. I just don't feel while making a right turn that
You
it
gotta
is
watch
safe
the
for me to
words
do
you
so.
use as they try to handle
Yeah.
you. They
Yeah.
still saying words.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the funny part about it with the form, Pete, you just said you've never heard about the form, Pete, correct?
Not until this Martinez
Michael.
Michael Enriquez brought it up, but he told us about everything, how to fill it up,
Yeah.
everything. Before you finish, maybe we should bring in Rob. Rob, if you're ready, give us a thumbs up. We'll bring you in. Yeah. So let's bring Rob in, and then you
Okay.
respond to that. Maybe Rob could add to that. Rob Martinez, welcome to the
Welcome,
show.
welcome
What's up?
back,
What's up?
Rob.
You guys hear me
Welcome
well?
back. Oh yeah.
You got okay. Good. Well, no,
Yeah,
I'm just
listen
listening. Well, we'll get
First
to
of all,
why.
hold on. Let's
Yeah. Tell me you're gonna tell them the same thing.
No, I don't think so.
We all
I just
thinking
want
the same.
I just want to make a note of how very professional Rob is set up right now. Even with the pink headphones,
And the chair.
it looks good.
And the
Got the
pink
back-
and the pink watch and the pink
and
watch
the pink watch, you know.
Now, Rob, you just gotta
and the pink chair and the pink chair
just gotta move your focus a little bit over to your left
to my left. Okay.
and forward.
All right, I'm here.
There you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You can read the
But-
comments later.
Yeah. But no, I'm just listening to
All the hate is gonna still be there. I'm sorry.
I tell you. But no, like I said, I'm listening to Danny, and like I said, Danny's a very smart, educated young man. Him and Mikey are doing great work on the OA side, and it's a shame that the way this is built, they can't really exercise their strength and power like they should on the OA side. But that's something later down the line, hopefully when we make the changes in this regime and in the union, we could make some amendment to the bylaws for people like Danny, Mikey, and I'm pretty sure there's people on our end, OA guys. I'll give you an example. Jimmy Lecce out of Omaha Park is an OA. He has an OA payroll, but he's working at TA Garage. And Jimmy Lecce knows his stuff. You know, he got promoted to a dispatcher. He wasn't happy with it. He came back to be an operator, and such an abundance of knowledge is not being utilized to his fullest potential. But like I said, I'm listening to Danny. Danny's doing great work. But y'all finish up with him, and then I'll kick in and I'll tell you why I'm dressed like this on a Thursday night.
All right, so let's move it on. Let's keep it moving.
All right, the form.
Let's
so
talk real quick. Oh, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
just real quick with the form, just to final up. When I asked the dispatcher for the form, he told me he wasn't gonna get it for me. And then shortly after that, I hear him on a phone call with somebody else. I'm assuming a superintendent or another dispatcher. And he goes, "What is this form he's asking me about?"
Wow.
So he had no knowledge, but yet still refused to give me the form. So I guarantee you to date now, if you ask any supervisor, any dispatcher on the road, if they have any form with them, every one of them has that form now.
Nice. That's funny how dispatcher doesn't even know
So we have quite a few guys that
what's going on.
that don't know what's going on. Guys, I wanted to bring this real quick up that just came up. What was it, like a couple days ago? The president came on, the union president, and talk about
Utano?
17. Yeah, is it Utano? I think it was
Utano.
Utano. 17. 17 more deaths. So since January to now, we have a total of 17 more transit brothers or sisters that died due to COVID. And still, are we getting enough protection? Or are some of our coworkers not thinking to how serious this is? You know, Anyway, you guys could what you think about it. Now I believe it's up to 141 since this all started, with already 17. At the point that this story was read, which I think was 2 or 3 days ago, we had 17 more. I don't know if there's any other ones that have passed since then, but guys, this is something that should not be happening. We
It
already
shouldn't.
lost all those.
Not this late in the game. No.
Yeah. And I think that part of it is that there's not enough being done to enforce customers getting on a bus without masks or doing whatever they want. Other issues that I've seen in our depot, and Rob could uh, back me up on this, is the COVID cleaning that supposed to be done. They put like a tape on it with the time that has been done, and I've heard a couple of people have seen. Again, this is take it with a grain of salt, but people have seen some from maintenance where they're just putting the tape and not really cleaning the bus. Okay, now that's a big deal. Or been said that they did put the tape, but then they're saying, but it's gonna, oh, we're putting the tape now for the hour, but it's gonna get cleaned later. Who's to say that is actually happening?
Right.
So it's like, to get to the point real quick, is that we are in charge of ourselves and our health, and we shouldn't be thinking that they're going to do it for us. Just like the COVID cleaners, that when you do the relief, we should take responsible on ourselves and make sure that we clean, give ourselves the time to clean our area to stay safe. The same way that with cyclists, with cyclists, how we always say, like, a cyclist gets hit by a bus, and we're like, they have to be responsible also as cyclists on the road, to be aware of their surroundings, not just be like, well, I'm here, you got to watch out for me. So the same way that we tell the cyclists they should take responsibility on things like this when they get hit, that right away they want to hang the operator, even if the cyclist was at fault. We also need to take responsibility for ourselves and make sure that we keep our area clean for ourselves, for our safety. Don't just go by what they're saying, that they cleaning the bus or not cleaning the bus. You get on that bus and you clean it yourself and stay safe, and keep your damn mask on. Keep your mask on. I've heard a couple of guys saying that they need a break. Here's something, Rob. I don't know how you feel about it, any of you. We put on these masks. Some of them want to wear the N95s, and sometimes we're on the road for over an hour, and some guys can't deal with it. It took me a while to get used to the mask. I'm asthmatic, so it's a little hard to breathe, but it took me a while where I've learned to breathe, I guess, the proper way. You're supposed to breathe through your nose, not your mouth. So a lot of people are constantly breathing through the mouth. You should learn to breathe through your nose. And if you get used to it, it's a little more comfortable. But what I say to those that say they need a break, and sometimes they're driving in service and take off the mask, is the same way that we have a right to pull over anytime, anywhere around the route to take a personal. All right? Anywhere, anytime. If you need to take a personal, you call it in and need a personal. It's a little hard now with the whole COVID thing that now places are open. But with that same idea that you don't get in trouble by taking a personal, who says we can't pull the bus over at a bus stop if you feel that tightness, you need to breathe, and get out of the bus?
Just step off the bus for a
Step out
few.
the bus and walk around the bus.
Make sure you pop your ICC.
Oh my God! Yes,
Just make
please.
sure you pop your ICC before you leave the bus.
And even kneel it and put it in neutral.
Yeah.
But think about it. Nobody's telling us that we can't get off the bus. Who says you can't stop the bus? If you have a difficulty because the mask, maybe you got in traffic for too long and you're on that route even longer than you're supposed to. It was an hour 10 minutes to get to the other line, and now you're in there an hour 25 minutes. You're already used to being off the bus at a certain time, and take your time to breathe or whatever. Get off the bus, pull over. You get to a bus stop. Now, Rob and Daniel and Cruz, if I'm wrong, please just let me know. But I feel that if I'm at a time where I'm feeling harder breathing because I've been already too long on the bus, I'm gonna pull at the next bus stop. The people in whatever, open the doors, like Eric said, pop the brake and all that. Get out and just take a nice little slow walk around the bus. Take your mask off. Take a little breather. By the time you walk, especially if you're doing on the B35 with those Arctic buses, or any other depot with Arctic buses, it's a nice little long walk. Take a nice slow walk, 2-3 minutes. Check your
I,
bus, like tell
for
people
good
right back.
measure, I would bang on the bus alone, just to look
What do you
like
mean bang on
I'm
the bus?
checking for something.
Hey,
Check the mirror,
right.
check the mirror.
As
Okay, all
soon
right.
as soon as you get off that bus, just bring the mask down and take a walk around the bus. Breathe. Take that extra 2 minutes.
Yes,
Then get back in
especially
your seat
now,
and
it's,
finish your run.
they
Who's gonna
talking
say
about
anything?
double. Especially now when they talking about double masking. Here's a
Exactly.
question for you guys, the Talon Jones, but
Okay.
the supervision still give out PPEs. A lot of employees bring their own. We should demand N95 and gloves along with bringing our own. So
But
supervision is supposed to give out PPEs.
do we
Or
Well,
have it
is that the
on our
union?
depot? We have it.
yeah, I don't know
Rob,
how
jump
they.
in.
I don't know how they do it at OA. Danny will have to elaborate on that. I know at Gleason, every week they give you a certain. They give you the 2 N95 masks, the 5 gloves, and the wipes on a weekly basis. That's what they do at Surface.
Is it like the brown paper bags that they used to give out? But when
Yeah,
they
yeah,
started the spit
Yep.
thing,
Rolled
yeah,
up.
yeah. Listen, but that's what they're supposed to do. That is something that they had
You
in
got like a
place.
little jar like that, Eric, with the wipes, like an
Okay.
actual
Yeah.
tuber of wipes.
So they're not doing us any favors. That policy was in place since 2012. It just had a different reason. What was it? The H1N1 pandemic was in 2012.
Yeah.
So they just modified it to the coronavirus. But like I said, they're not doing us any favors. That's something that they have to do. It's their policy. So if they don't do it, they are in violation of their policy. That's why when you go back to the inception of this problem, when the AGM of Jackie Gleason Depot put up a sign stating bus operators are not to get masks, that was right there, the time and the place to not pull those buses out. Unfortunately, when you have weak leadership that is out of touch with John Paul Patafio, JP Patafio, he didn't do anything. He trotted people out there, and that's when these deaths started to pile up. So once again, that's their policy. The minute that they negated giving us the proper PPE, they were in violation of their own policy, and we could have easily, without question, refused to drive those buses, and we would have been protected by PESH. But when you have weak leadership, you're gonna get weak results. What did they say? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Well, when you have weak leadership, you're gonna have weak results. And in December of this year, we're gonna get rid of that weak leadership. JP, Armando, Willie, Lou, Keith, Shakira, Sean Graves, Jadine Gregory, everybody, they all gotta go. Go ahead, Daddy.
Damn, after you drop it like that, I don't know what I can say to follow, but
how do you follow that, right? How do you follow that, bro?
I didn't gavel. I didn't gavel.
Like, yeah. Yeah. What he said.
so on the OA side, you get your wipes once a month. You sign for them, of course, because they
Once
give
a
out
month.
free mask. We get the tub. We get the tub of wipes. Not individual wipes. So the mask, when you report to the crew, you can ask for a mask every day, one of the blue disposable ones, or you can ask them for a KN95 mask. Now, the thing that most people don't understand is you are entitled to get 2 KN95 masks a week. But when you go there to ask for a mask, they automatically give you the blue surgical. So everybody assumes that that's the only mask that they could get. No, you can stop them right there and be like, no, I want the KN95 mask, because that's what they're doing.
See,
Like
I
a lot of
haven't had
people
that
in-
problem at our depot. They have them all, and I just ask, give me the blue ones, or give me the K95, or give me the package where it has the tub of wipes, with gloves, and 2 KN95s. So
The
all we
pe-
gotta do is just ask. I mean, we have
Yeah.
it right, Rob. Our window, we have it like that.
Yeah. But like
More people
Danny's,
should be doing it though.
yeah. But their policy clearly states N95, not even N95, N95.
N95.
So, but listen, the K95 works just as well. But if you want to hold them to it, N95s. But it is what it is.
There's a question. Paula asked, can we submit receipts and submit it? Can we submit receipts and submit it on our taxes for PPE that was bought personally?
I think you probably would have to talk to your tax.
Yeah.
something for your tax person, but
Yeah.
honestly, the authority is always gonna say, well, they provided it. Supposedly, they provided them to us. So anything we bought out of our personal should be just our personal purchase. So
I mean,
that's
they
something
can say
to
that
deal with
now.
They could say that now,
Yeah, in
yeah.
the beginning,
In the beginning, they can't say that.
Yeah.
Yes, and at the same time, they also said, well, the masks are not required, So they'll say that they were just following the Department of Health guidelines. So there's a catch thing. That's something more for an IRS person, for your tax person to know whether you could claim it or not. It's kind of like the boots.
Who
We
was that,
get
Paula?
given boots.
Yeah, that was Paula.
Paula. So call your tax guy.
Yeah.
Ask them. They would know. They will know for sure more about that. You don't want to get in trouble with tax, man.
I had a question.
You don't play for IRS.
No,
I
don't mess
got
it
a
up
question
with
for
Sam.
both of you guys, and you could either one of you could jump in, but you know how this is. A lot of these companies now are making it mandatory to take the vaccine. And what do you think employees should do if transit decides to go that route, or what are their options? Any one of you guys can jump in on that one.
Go ahead, Danny.
Why you just pass that to Danny?
Martinez is like, I just came from a meeting.
Danny's the smarter
I'm-
one out of the both of us.
Nah. Listen,
Danny
the reality
Cruz
is
for
when it comes
VP.
to the vaccine, yeah, get him off the screen. We don't need him now. Get him off. That's it.
Yeah, man, what's good on you?
He handed the baton over.
Yeah,
so
he
just
was
get him off the
pretty.
screen.
Pass over the gavel over. Pass the gavel over that side.
Listen, the reality is I'm not taking the vaccine. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, their own beliefs, what they want to do. I feel like it's a little fast for them to come up with it, whatever measures they took, but I'm not taking it. If they decide to make it mandatory, unfortunately, I will be staying out without pay. I'm not taking it. So when we get to that point, that's something that we're going to have
Hopefully
to
not.
deal with. Hopefully not. Like you said, I went through this at my other job once before. I used to work for a hospital, and they mandated the flu shot. I did not want to
That's where I'm
take
getting
it.
that from. That's where
I did not want to take it, and I was forced to take it. And 2 weeks later, most of the nursing staff fought back, and then they took it back. It wasn't mandatory anymore. So I think it boils down to us standing up again. If we feel in our beliefs that we don't want to take the vaccine, we should all go bring it up as a united front to the employer and be like, well, that should be a choice.
I mean, New York did pass the bar on that to making it mandatory, but it has a lot of stipulations. Of course, if you have underlying conditions, that's one of them. All you need is a doctor's note. But MTA is more
disability.
MTA is more like the military than any other company. And if you know about the military, you're not going in there unless you got all your shots. So what's to stop them from making this mandatory? And then it's like, what do we employees and the members do if it becomes mandatory? What are your options? Where do you go? What if you can't take it? It's like I want people to be. I don't want them to be scared of it, but I want them to understand that that's a possibility.
So what do they create like another tier? Create another tier, and
tier 7. Tier 7, right?
To get the job, you have to get the vaccine.
I think this is what's going to happen. First of all, I agree with Danny. It's kind of quick that they came up with this vaccine. So my friend is a doctor. my personal physician, and he told me, wait, let's see, you don't know, it's too fast to come out. So I'm going to wait. If I see the results are good, then hey, I'll go for it. What I could see the TA doing is, if they make it mandatory and you refuse to take it, I'm pretty sure they'll have you sign some form of waiver saying if you don't take it and you succumb to coronavirus, then you're not going to get that 500,000 that they have out there for the coronavirus deaths.
That's right. That's what
correct.
I'm thinking too.
That's what I see transpiring. But for them, in order for them to make it mandatory, it would have to go through too much. It's too much work for them to make it mandatory. And if it gets to the mandatory stage, then in all likelihood, you'll have to sign a waiver saying that if I die of coronavirus, my family's not entitled to the $500,000. That's what I see.
Anything else you wanted to bring up, Martinez?
No. Like I said, I was listening to Danny. I was doing the other thing, and whenever you're ready to...
I'm sorry, since we're talking about vaccine, it's like 2 minutes maybe for that video about that doctor we should run it and then see what these two gentlemen think about it.
Okay, so that's not Fauci. I called him Fauci. It's not Fauci.
So. Watch this video. This doctor talks about the vaccine and the how people feeling about the vaccine.
All right, hold on. Let me just get this comment out of here. Here we go.
We hear a lot of things about the vaccine and some concerns that people have, some myths that are out there being shared on social media, such as the fact that the vaccine, the platform for the vaccine was designed in 2 days. Isn't that too rushed? Well, it's interesting. It really is pretty remarkable how fast the vaccine was developed, but it was more like taking the code, the genetic code, and plucking out a piece of that code that would be used to make the vaccine. So it's more like computer code than making a biologic in a lab, for example. But also the technology that we're talking about for these vaccines, the messenger RNA vaccines, a lot of that research has started decades ago, really, 2 decades ago, in terms of actually figuring out how to create these new messenger RNA vaccines. So yes, it is fast. Typically these things take years, not months, but a lot of the scientific development around this has been ongoing for some time. Another thing that I hear a lot is if you've had COVID, if you've got it, you don't need the vaccine. There's a couple things to keep in mind there as well. One is that if you've got the natural infection for COVID, you likely did develop antibodies, and that gives you protection. The issue right now is we don't know how long that sort of protection lasts. It could last a long time, but it may not, and we're seeing evidence of reinfection. So that's one reason that you should probably get the vaccine anyway. The second reason is that the vaccine is sort of designed, especially with these 2-shot vaccines, to prime the immune system and then to boost it. And the idea, hopefully, is that the type of immunity that you get lasts longer and is stronger from the vaccine than from natural infection. We don't know that for sure yet, but that could be the case. Another thing that we hear a lot about with these genetic vaccines specifically is, could it actually cause me to get infected? Could the vaccine actually lead to me becoming infected with the coronavirus? Well, one thing about these vaccines is that you're not actually getting virus. That's typically how you think of vaccines, like going back to smallpox. You'd give a little bit of the virus, the body would react to it. It wouldn't make the body too sick, but the body would react to it, and then they would have antibodies. In this case, you're just giving the genetic code for a portion of the virus. As a result, you're not actually giving any virus, certainly no live virus at all in the vaccine, and you really can't get infected. We're going to see these trial results. We're going to see what happens with the FDA next week, but a lot of these are the same types of questions that are being considered by them right now.
There we go.
Yeah, so
it kind of shows why is it that it seems like it was so quickly made.
Right. I mean, you got to realize too. It's not like this virus is new. This is a variant of a already existing virus. So they were already working on finding a vaccine, I wouldn't say cure because I doubt they find looking for a cure, but they were already working on it. So this is just another strain. So they already had a lot of the process done. They just needed to do certain things extra to get it
I
going.
mean, this made me feel a little more comfortable. I don't know how you guys feel, but as far as to get the vaccine, just knowing that
But
it's
not
not
only
it's not actually like the vaccine, like you said, is they taking the code,
Right.
that little bit of code, and that's why they were able to formulate this so quickly.
and not only that is also they were able to get everybody together that that works on this stuff, get them together in one group, and they cut through a lot of the red tape because a lot of the times when it comes to making vaccines, it's the red tape that slows everything down because once they get to a certain point, they got to ask for permission to move on. They have to do this, they have to do that in order just to move on to the next part of the stage. And that's where a lot of the time is wasted. They cut through that, and not only did they cut through that, they threw a ton of money into it. So that also speeds up the fact.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up because that's one of my main issues with the vaccine is they all came together. Now, tell me if I'm wrong. A lot of other people are dying out there with other diseases that require
Yes.
vaccines and stuff. So why did it have to take this now for all of them to work together and not last year with another vaccine for something else to possibly save another
cancer or
yeah, exactly.
they haven't
So
even
that-
found anything for the common cold. So I mean, that's why I understand a lot. I understand a lot of people's apprehension, but this is a global pandemic, meaning that this affects everybody,
Yeah.
and it was killing people like crazy. I mean, cancer is killing people. Nobody's really dying. Well, people dying from the cold, you just don't hear about it. People dying from the flu, but not in the rate that COVID was doing.
That this has hit.
This is
I mean, there
like
was no room in hospitals. There was no room in funeral homes.
way
It was
too
just-
much, and it wasn't just
In other
affecting a small
countries,
portion.
In
of people.
Ecuador, I saw videos where the
Everybody.
bodies were still in the
Right.
houses or on the streets. So cancer doesn't really get nobody like that, and that amount of people dead at one time.
Right.
So
I mean, I think that's part of the issues. And I understand a lot of people's apprehension, especially the minority African American and Puerto Ricans, because of the experiments that they did. Because
back in the day,
the Tuskegee experiments and all that, and it's hard, but you also got to understand, too, that everybody, you, me, Rob, we all been vaccinated, right? It's just part of growing. You had to be vaccinated growing up, right?
Yeah.
So
you have
this
to
is
get
no
vaccinated to go
different.
to school.
And I wanted to bring up another point too, because not too long ago, a couple of shows back, we were all outraged. I don't know if you guys remember this, but everybody was incensed. Why? Because the Jews didn't want to vaccinate. Remember
They
that?
still don't. They still
And
don't.
they still don't. But everybody was upset, including myself. So now the shoe's on the other foot. Right?
Yeah.
So I felt like a fucking hypocrite. Like, why was I so fucking mad at them? And now I'm like, I don't want to take the fucking vaccine myself.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
but
I mean,
listen,
Yeah,
it's a little different, but still.
what Dr. Gupta, Sanjay Gupta from CNN did not convince me. I'm still gonna wait.
Absolutely.
Because he didn't say anything with conviction,
He wasn't
and
positive about nothing.
correct,
Absolutely.
and trial. I heard too many times trial, not sure. So no,
Talent.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna
Talent.
wait. But
It's your right. Just make sure you keep that mask on, my
oh
friend.
yeah, I keep the mask on.
know?
Listen, getting back to what you were saying earlier, Pete, about what is called mask exhaustion. We all go through it, but remember, it's different because see, I work at night, and after a certain time, the bus is pretty empty, so I could probably take it off for a second, But if you got a packed bus, it might be different. And then
Way different.
Yeah,
I
and
also
then-
work.
But it's
the
also
Hawk, and there's a
Pete
big
and I
difference.
but also Pete and I suffer from asthma. So and having anything like that over you, it triggers that. It makes
too
you feel
long.
like you're having an attack.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
it's
And on top of the stress, and you see people and no mask or whatever,
Yeah.
that gets you irate, and
Yeah.
it messes you up. Sometimes you could give yourself an asthma attack.
Yeah, yeah. If you're not feeling well, like anything else, you take your personal like everybody, like everyone else. You take your personal.
Like we said, pull over and get out the bus, walk around the bus.
Yeah, but then
Just don't take it off when. I don't think you should take it off when you have a packed bus, with people on your bus and you got the air running. Just to be safe, just pull over, get out, take your mask off, breathe some air around, and get back. Finish your route. That's the way I think you should do it.
Now with that you just said though, as the bus operator, you should read the bus though, because if you know that you getting off the bus is gonna cause a confrontation, you might want to wait another block or two till you dump the biggest load and then get off the bus. Push yourself a little bit. Like, I'm not saying that everybody's entitled to get off the bus, but read it. Make sure that you're not gonna, as you step off the bus, you're not gonna find yourself now in a bigger situation.
I think most people will
you play it
understand.
off like you're checking something. You could be like, I got to check something on the bus.
I've done that a couple of times. Go out, kick the tires a little bit. What the fuck?
It's a safety issue. I heard something. I got to go check the bus. They'd be like, okay.
Fuck with your man.
That's the key to is communication. You just, let them know, hey, listen,
you can't just get up and be like, where the hell is she going?
But they are, unfortunately, that's not always the case. So that's why I said always read the bus.
Yeah, you don't get off the bus. You want to run across into the corner to get a cup of coffee. Yeah.
Well,
we kind of got to the end of the time. We had so much more we wanted to talk about. Guys, let's just bring up this the video of two videos. Let me just put it up. This one right here. You have to mention this.
Worker whose quick action helped save the life of a colleague. Mechanical maintainer Jose Giron was leaving the Meredith bus depot last month when he encountered a guard at the depot's gate who was unresponsive. Jose jumped into action, realizing the guard was suffering from a medical emergency, and called 911. The guard was taken to the hospital where he recovered and was sent home safely. Jose's quick thinking makes him the MTA Hero of the Week. For more MTA Hero stories, head to our website, abc7ny.com/MTA Hero.
I love that. They work so hard and they deserve all the praise especially when they do something like that. Amazing.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was nice.
That's something that's very, very rarely put up there in the news. That definitely wasn't the post.
No.
That definitely wasn't the post.
The Channel 7.
The post would have spun that some.
And before we go, so we have talking about having arguments with people on the bus, about the mask. I think this has something to do with this. It was in the story. Was it just yesterday or this morning? If you guys haven't seen it, check this out real quick.
There's no video. There's no audio, right?
There's no sound.
I'll substitute.
There was some kind of argument.
Oh wow!
I came out, threw the coffee at him. Now I see something here. Hold on. Maybe a mistake. What I see, and it's here. When you see someone coming up, if you had an issue with someone on the bus, right?
See them coming back,
and you see them coming back. I never open the door. That's just me. I don't open that front door. You coming up, I'm ready for you. I don't know how you guys will feel about it, but I don't open the door.
I usually slam the partition open. My door goes bow, and you ain't coming to me. It's that simple, because when you have somebody like that on the bus, you have to stay focused. Keep your eyes open. Yeah,
exactly.
You want to know where they are.
Operator was doing.
Especially nowadays where everybody's unhinged.
Yeah.
You got to expect the worst.
I don't know if it was because of the fare or because you could see he's talking to the operator. He got the mask over here, not even fully covered. Like if someone comes up like that, I'm like, dude, please just put your mask on and just step in. So, I mean, I hope the operator is good. I hope he's all right. He or she is fine.
Miko Smith said this incident was about the mask. It wasn't about the mask. It was alleged that she asked him to pay his fare, but witnesses said that she said nothing and came from the back of the bus. So
He was like ready.
it's not your job to ask for the fare.
Oh man, I hope
Just
the
let
operator
'em
is fine. But
keep it
guys,
moving,
yeah.
yeah.
Listen, the same way that they're telling us to pay for the fare, the same way they're telling us we can't tell people to wear the mask. So again, it goes back to saving your own life, keeping your own self safe. Just get in there, close that door, and just there's a little cabin right there. That's all you need to care about. Unless you hear someone in the back saying "gone" or some shit like that.
And this is not the first instance. This been happening.
I hope they catch this guy anyway, because what was the need for that? And the thing is, the operator said that he didn't ask for any medical attention.
I would have went to Cornell.
Maybe they missed. Maybe the person didn't hit him all the way. Who knows?
Maybe, but I mean,
I'm coming out in the
you don't know
stretcher,
if it's
y'all.
coffee. You don't know if there's something else in there. Could have been
Pulling
something
me
else
out
in
the
there.
stretcher. They're gonna have bandages and shit on me. I'm going to Cornell.
But like Daniel, like Cruz said, just take the door, bam, bam. Open the door, knock right out.
But the moral of the
I had
moral
a
of the
situation
story
like that with somebody coming up to me, came in through the back door, walked through the back, walking to the front. I'm throwing that door open because that's what's going to keep me safe. And like I said, when it comes to us operating the bus, it's always our safety first. That's off the bat. I'm coming home to my family at the end of the day.
Yeah, we have to keep ourselves focused all the time. That looking away from customers that are R8, no, you can't do that. And like Blunt said, nowadays everybody's like on edge. They don't want to hear nothing.
It's too much. There's too much going on. Mentally, people are just unstable. They're unstable, and in this case, it's better to ask for forgiveness than to be asking for permission.
That's your close-up quote right there.
Yeah.
That's all we got for you guys this night. Thank you, Mr. Martinez, Mr. Cruz, for joining us tonight.
Always fun.
I want to thank everybody in the comments that joined. We didn't get to all your comments, but thank you for joining us here and on YouTube and your comments. We appreciate everything that you guys do to help us keep growing. Next week is our 100th show. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention it. The 23rd, and we'll talk about it more on the 100th show, but the 23rd just passed was our 3rd year anniversary of the MVP live show as it started.
Nice.
So our show started February 23rd, 2018. So we got now 3 years doing this. And we're going to talk about on the 100th show, we're going to take a walk through memory lane, and we're going to have a special guest that a lot of our old Misfits will recognize when they see this person join us next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. No politics next week. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. I hope you guys join us. And we appreciate everybody, and I hope that a lot of you might want to join us live on the screen when this person pops up. It should be fun. It's our 100th and 100th show. We're gonna have a lot to talk about, and it should be fun. Right, Blunt?
Yep.
Well, for me to you guys, I just got to tell you guys to remember to be safe, stay focused, and always keep it real. Blunt, take us out.
Any last words, Robert?
No. Just like I said, I look forward to the 100th show. I wonder if there's going to be any bloopers. But if you're going to do the 100th show, you got to go back and see all the mistakes, bloopers.
That's going to be more than an hour.
Yeah. Microphones dropping on your head, whatever. But
well, for the couple of videos that we have, you'll see. Yeah.
But I look forward to it. I always have fun coming on here with you guys, and I look forward to coming on as we keep getting closer to December. But we're gonna have some goodies.
I thought Roberto was gonna come fist flying today, but he kind of
no.
Side.
Yeah, because like I said, I just came. I was gonna tell you guys earlier. I was appointed to the Transportation Committee of Community Board 7, which services on Park Slope, Windsor Terrace, Bay Ridge and Sunset Park, so that's why I'm dressed like this. And yeah, but I'm gonna use that position in the committee board to help us in the depot and help whoever I can. But that's what I. But we'll elaborate on that later down the line. But
congratulations,
again,
by the way.
Thank you. But once again, thank you. Shout out to Danny. Danny's a good guy, smart guy. I'm glad he came on board. Shout out to the rest of the team. And JP, we're coming.
All right, Blunt. We have one more video before we leave. Go ahead and throw it up.
Let's give Danny. Hold on. Let's give Danny a chance to say his goodbyes, and we got one more video before we go. Go ahead, Danny. Any last words?
I appreciate you guys for having me on. Just real quick, because I want to back on what Pete, because we talked off of that. 17 people died supposedly, according to the MTA, just this year. But that same article said that only 6 people died in the last 6 months of 2020. I don't know about you guys. I saw a lot of people that more than that, just 6 that passed away. So I think for now, we're going to try to bring back accountability and bring the list back that we used to put out at least every couple of weeks to account and bring those names to light, because it seems like the MTA, just like they always hide certain things, aren't keeping a good accountability.
Right.
So, it's sad, but it's something that people need to realize. There are a lot of us still losing our life out there. So if you're asked to put on a mask, please do so. I have allergies. Sometimes I need to breathe. I might get close to the window, take it down a little bit, and continue in service. But thank you for having me on. Always a pleasure.
Anytime, brother.
On your 100th show.
Thank you.
Next time.
Yes, sir.
All right. Anytime, Danny. All right.
All right, guys.
Okay, guys. So thank you guys for watching. For Brooklyn Pete, I'm your boy Blunt. Check this video out, and we'll see you next week.
100 show.
100 show.
Hey, what's up? Let me speak to Superintendent Smith. What's up, man? What's up? This is Operator McFarland, and I just want to let you know that you can kiss my motherfucking ass. That's right. Yeah, I won the lotto. Yeah, yeah. Now, what? Motherfucker, I quit. You can't fire me. I quit, motherfucker. I got the numbers right here. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Kiss my black ass. Huh? What you say now? Those are the numbers from Wednesday. Oh, so this quick pick for the 22nd Friday today. Oh, these ain't even been played yet, huh? Oh, okay. Well, I want to apologize sincerely.